The dollmaker's masterpiece. In the quiet, desolate town of Black Hollow, there was a small, decaying toy shop at the end of Willow Street. It was run by an elderly man named Mr. Grayson, known to the locals as the dollmaker. His creations were exquisite, porcelain dolls with lifelike features, glassy eyes that seemed to follow you, and hair so real that some swore it was harvested from the living. Despite their beauty, few bought his dolls. They said his shop was cursed. Lila, a 10-year-old girl new to the town, wandered into the shop one drizzly afternoon while her mother shopped nearby. The air inside was heavy with the scent of wood varnish and something else, a faint metallic tang. "Ah, a young customer," Mr. Grayson said with a crooked smile. His voice was raspy, his movements deliberate as he shuffled toward her. "Looking for a friend?" Lila was drawn to a doll sitting on a high shelf. Its face was delicate and eerily expressive, with piercing green eyes, a cascade of jet black hair, and lips curled in a faint, knowing smile. "This one's special," Mr. Grayson murmured, lifting the doll down. "Her name is Serafina. She's waiting for someone like you." "Can I have her?" Lila asked, captivated. Mr. Grayson's smile widened, revealing yellowed teeth. "She's yours. But there's one rule. Never leave her alone in the dark." Lila nodded, barely listening as she clutched the doll and ran out to find her mother. That night, Serafina sat on a shelf in Lila's bedroom. The doll's eyes seemed to glimmer in the dim light. Lila decided to test Mr. Grayson's rule. "It's just a doll," she muttered to herself, placing Serafina on the floor of her closet and shutting the door. She turned off the lights and climbed into bed, smirking at her own bravery. At first, everything was silent. Then, she heard it, a faint scraping sound. Her heart leapt. She sat up, straining to hear. The sound came again, louder this time, like tiny nails dragging across wood. "Just my imagination," she whispered, pulling the covers tighter. But then, a soft click. The closet door creaked open. In the faint moonlight, Lila saw Serafina standing in the doorway. The doll's head tilted slightly, its glassy eyes locking onto Lila's. "You shouldn't have left me in the dark," a voice whispered, thin and rasping, yet unmistakably real. Lila froze, unable to scream as the doll began to move, its porcelain limbs creaking like old hinges. Serafina climbed onto the bed with unnatural speed, her tiny hand pressing against Lila's chest. The doll's face was no longer smiling, it was twisted with fury. "You're mine now," the voice hissed. The next morning, Lila's mother found her bed empty. The only sign of her was Serafina, sitting on the windowsill, her glassy green eyes glinting in the sunlight. Weeks later, a new family moved into the house. Their daughter, a girl with brown curls and wide eyes, found the doll tucked away in the attic. She brought it downstairs, captivated by its lifelike beauty. And so, the dollmaker's masterpiece found its next friend.